Hey guys, what's up? It's been a while since I put a video out. Haven't really had much content. I wanted to put some miles on the car with the Procharger just to see how the car would run with it, see if I had any issues or anything. And I'm happy to report so far no issues at all. I'm very happy with this kit. As you, if you watch the video on the dyno, you saw that it put down 634 horsepower and 488 torque. I was really happy with the horsepower numbers. Was hoping for a little more torque, but in all honesty, after driving this thing around at those numbers, the car is just extremely fast. I personally don't have a need for any more horsepower or torque. It's more than sufficient. So, if somebody's looking for a fairly simple bolt-on kit with some good support, Team Beefcake is where I ordered this from, and we had checked the box to have lung tuning. I already had the handheld tuner, although that's another option. Really, the only thing that I miss is the race blow-off valve. Called the red race blow-off valve. I opted not to get it, and kind of kicked myself. I probably should have gotten it to hear that, that blow-off noise. And so I'm probably going to get that. We'll probably put that on. I was originally thinking of changing the pulley to a smaller pulley, and also swapping out the intake manifold for an 18 intake manifold, a ported one. So I was going to get the ported 2018 intake manifold and the smaller pulley, so that would have brought me up to about 10 pounds of boost roughly, and better airflow with the 18 ported. But again, since the car is running so good and it really has more power than I know what to do with, I have decided to just kind of let that go, because with my luck I would do that, and I would go from something that is easily daily drivable to something that would, I don't know, just wouldn't run right for whatever reason. I talked to the guys at Lund, and they were all for it, and they could tune it and all that other stuff, and quite honestly, it wasn't even the cost, because I could have done all that tuning, pulley, and manifold for probably, I would say, maybe around 800 bucks, 900 bucks, and I would have gained, substantial horsepower, I believe, from that. I was thinking easy another maybe 30, 40 horsepower, or maybe more, from doing that. So, but I just, after driving it around with the 636 wheel, it's fine. So, unless you really go to the drag strip, which I wanted to get to this year and didn't get to, there's just really no point. This is, as of right now, this is 100% just a street-driven car, and the tires can't hold what it's making. So we're going to leave the engine alone. We are going to do some, when I say we, I always include Nick, because Nick does most of the installations on this vehicle, but we are going to add some suspension mods, vertical links, rear lockout, sway bars, and then I think what we're going to do is possibly cut the upper and lower grille out, as opposed to buying ones that are already cut out. I've seen some videos on YouTube, and it doesn't look all that difficult to just pop the grills out and cut them out. So we're going to do the grills, the blow-off valve, and a new, little bit more aggressive chin spoiler with the support rods, and the suspension mods, and also possibly a hood scoop. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the hood scoop, and if I do the hood scoop, I don't know which color I'm going to do. If I'm going to do the triple yellow or if I'm going to do it in black. So if any of you guys have any suggestions or any recommendations on any of this stuff, anything that I've just talked about, please leave me a comment. I'm going to show you something else that we did, and I really enjoyed it. I think it came out really good, and so I'm going to insert that here. I'll show you some pictures of what we did. So as you guys can see there, I put quad tips on the car. It was again one of my attempts at trying to do something on an S550 that wasn't ridiculously expensive. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever looked into it, but if you wanted to do that, quote unquote, the right way, you'd have to get a different rear valance, which the only one that I liked was the Roush. And even with that one, I didn't like the fact that you had to, like, the pieces on the sides behind the rear tires were separate, and they had to be taped. And I went to the American Muscle Show this year, and a couple people had them on their cars, and so some of the cars, it looked really good. So, and in some of the cars it didn't. Some of the cars, it looked really bad. They were like hanging down, they were separating, they weren't lined up properly. So I don't know if it was just a difference in the installation, or if maybe the ones that looked really good just put them on so the tape was still sticking, and maybe the other ones that didn't look so good had them on for a little while and the tape was starting to come off. So I decided to try. I did see one or two videos, but they were on non-premium cars. The videos for cutting. So basically what we did was the back of the rear diffuser, has bends, and then it comes into a flat point. So what we did was, where it came into a flat point is where we cut the oval, and then once we got it wide enough to where the tips would fit, and we got it to where we liked it, we took a piece of cardboard, put it behind it, outlined it, cut it out, flipped it over, and used it as a template for the other side. So I thought it came out really good. The only thing I'm not really happy about were the tips. So trying to find quad tips that would work on the MBRP exhaust that I have was, not so easy. Plus you have to get them so that you can, they can only be so long. Like some of them were like 12 inches long, which doesn't work. And I wanted a certain width, and you had to get a 3-inch outer diameter, and all this other stuff. So that really took, some looking for to find something. And I found something on eBay, and it looked good on eBay, but when you got closer to it, when they actually came in, you could see that they're just not great quality. It's probably not going to be long before the paint is coming off. I apologize about the noise on the AC, guys, but it's kind of hot. And so I don't know, I'll probably end up needing to get them like powder coated or something in the long run, but for now, you know, from 5 feet out, you really kind of have to get close to notice that the diffuser was cut, and you'd really have to get kind of close to notice that the paint on the tips aren't great. So, sorry guys, I'm backing the car in here. But I was really happy with the way it came out. It didn't really alter the sound of the car at all. It wasn't meant to. It was truly just a cosmetic thing that I wanted to do, and I think it looks really good. Again, you can let me know what you think about that. Other than that, I'm going to be heading down to Ocean City, Maryland. They have that endless summer car cruise at the end of the year. First weekend of October, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to try and head down. I went down for the show in May, and it was just a washout. Still a lot of nice cars, but not what they normally get. So I'm hoping the weather's better for this one. And that's about it. Procharger's running good. The tune that's on it from Lund is awesome. And the drivability, you know, I'm not going to tell you the car drives like stock. You know, the transmission shifts a lot harder, and it holds revs a lot longer. So it doesn't really, you know, it's going to be a departure from that. However, that being said, driving it in town is not a hassle. So I'm very, very pleased with it. Very pleased with the way the car looks. I'm very pleased with the way the car sounds. I'm very pleased with the way it's running. Very pleased with Team Beefcake and Lund Racing. And yeah, so that's really all I got for you. Sorry it's been so long. The weather this summer was horrible, so there were a lot of shows I couldn't go to. I've mentioned before, I do own 2 businesses, and they've kept me quite busy over the summer, which I was thankful for. And but you know, it just took away from getting some videos out. So all right guys, again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have any comments on anything, feel free to leave them down below. I'm usually really good with getting back. All right, take care guys.